performance report on the Gomeco Commander 3 slip-forming bridge parapet with Dormark Construction of Grimes, Iowa. We visited with Russ Vetter, the paving superintendent.
We have several different types of work that we do. Our major work is slip-forming rail. We have two Gomeco machines, two Commander 3s, a new generation and a 1994 model. We also have two crews that tie steel, and we have one crew that specializes in flat work.
This project included two 200-foot bridges. The parapet is 34 inches tall. Russ said that there is a lot of preparation before you order the concrete.
Well, there's quite a bit. The major thing is basically inspecting the steel, making sure that the steel is straight. We then go through, set our string line up, build our headers for the start and the stop of each pour, basically get the machine ready, put it online, order concrete.
Slip-forming safety barrier and parapet is not a high production process if you want a quality product.
This particular rail I'm having to go fairly slow simply because I've got a man on the outside of the mold that has to ride along the side. So I have one man basically taking care of the entire rail on the back side. We did a barrier rail in Des Moines about a month ago where we did 1,400 foot in a 12-hour day of a 44-inch full median rail. The one thing I'd like to say about doing a rail like this, it's really not how fast you can go or how much production you can get down in a day. It's the quality of the work that you put out. You don't want to go any faster than your concrete supply or any faster than your finishers can keep up with you.
On this particular project, the ready-mix trucks were traveling about 30 miles, but that didn't seem to be a problem.
No. One of the key things to slip-forming concrete rail like this is timing of the trucks and a consistent mix. If I can get the trucks here to where I'm only adding maybe 5 to 6 gallons per truck and have them spaced out at the proper time, I don't usually run into a problem.
Russ told us that joints were not necessary in these shorter walls because of the floating slab effect.
Only at the beginning and at the end. The bridge deck is not on ground. It's a floating slab. So on this particular bridge, it's short enough that we don't have to worry about joints. The only joints that we have are at the beginning on the end section, between the end section and the approach. Basically, it's separating the bridge from the wing section of the rail.
The Commander 3 has 5 steering modes with the selective steer dial. This is priceless.
The smart steer or selective steer on that particular machine makes it an invaluable use. You can turn this machine around on a dime. You get it parallel with your slab, put it into crab steer, get it onto string line, put it onto the rail. What I do is I set my front steer in automatic, leave the rear in manual, let the machine steer itself up on the front, and then I manually control the rear track until the steer sensor comes up onto the string line, and then it takes over from there.
They like to put the front sensor in front of the front track when slip-forming the wall.
The front sensor I move in front of the front track. The way they're set up, normally you're told to set the front sensor up at the front of the mold. Well, if you do that on this particular operation, the sensor will be behind the front track, and it doesn't steer quite as accurate as it would with the sensor in the front of the track. Having the sensor out in the front makes the front track stay online that much better. The less that track has to work, the better off I am. The less that machine basically has to move in and out on the front, the better the product looks on the back end.
String line is set under the machine and measured off the edge of the steel.
A lot of times you're told to set your string line off of your edge of your bridge. That would be fantastic to do that if the steel didn't vary from that. So what I basically do is I go from the inside bar that is part of the deck, and then measure off and set my string line off of my inside bar. Once I have it all set, I go back through and I eyeball the string and make it straight. And that way the steel stays centered in the rail. The machine is pouring the rail, so that will follow that steel and keep it in the center.
Their new Commander 3 has kept busy slip-forming wall since they took delivery on it. Most talk about the fastest travel speed in the industry, but Russ was impressed with its slow, smooth crawl for slip-forming.
The biggest thing I like about this new generation Commander 3 is not how fast it goes, but how smooth it is at slow operating speeds. When you're doing a barrier rail, we're going at a particularly slow rate, and the machine is incredibly smooth at a slow speed, and that to me is the most beneficial thing. Honestly, the whole thing is just an excellent machine.
This has been a performance report with Dormark Construction on the Gomeco Commander 3 slip-forming bridge parapet.
No, you did there's just so many things I like about this new generation Commander 3 that it's just an outstanding machine. Very, very happy with it.
Gomeco, the worldwide leader in concrete paving technology.